I'm Blake Boyce, and I grew up in a small town out in West Texas and ended up in Oklahoma. About my teenage years, I began to search for something that I felt like was missing. Got into some legal trouble in high school, and it really just made things worse.
I'm Lauren Boyce, and I grew up in a strong Christian home. I came to the Lord when I was 6. I was pretty much the stereotypical good kid who, did everything right.
I would do cocaine and other type of amphetamines to the point, I would just do it till I ran out of money, or I would, I'd be up for 3-4 days a week, maybe sometimes longer. And then when I'd run out, I would just crash for 72 hours maybe, and then I would just wake up. And the first thing I had to do was figure out how to get some money to, to get high again.
So I went away to college, and I kind of decided that, I've done the good kid thing, and I'm just ready to have a little more fun. And I really turned my back on God for a while.
After 4 or 5 years of doing drugs and drinking and really trying to stay away from reality, at the same time I hated it. One night, I really just kind of called out to the universe. I was calling out to God. I was calling out to anyone really that would respond, because I had no control over my life and over the things that were happening. And hey, if there is a God, and if it's real or whatever, you're gonna have to take this from me, because I can't take it from myself. When I woke up the next morning, I just didn't have that desire for that addictive drug anymore. I just didn't. I just really knew at that moment that there was something greater going on in the world.
In the midst of my rebellion, my friends and I were at a club. We met some guys.
It was really, love at first sight. I know that sounds a little cheesy, but I just knew.
I was older than 18, so we forced a marriage and planned a wedding in a week, and we started our marriage. 3 months after we were married, I was pregnant, and everything happened really quickly. I really think the moment I found out I was pregnant, things changed. I really started evaluating where my life was at. I was no longer in this blind teenage rebellion of doing whatever I wanted to do. It really got me into the Word for the first time, really searching what I thought was true, not just what I had been taught was true.
As Noah was born, I kind of fought against it. I still wanted to do things and go out and drink with my friends after work and things like that, and did a lot of damage, I think. One day I'm driving in my car to work, and it was a strange thing. I was driving, and at that moment I realized that I believe Christ died for me. God just saved me. I don't know how else to say it. I just believed it all, and I had no problems with it. And my life actually changed. When I read the Bible for myself, I began to see God's sovereignty. His power and His sovereignty was something that blew me away. It created worship, it created joy, and out of those things, missional living and life happens.
I think before, my life was very compartmentalized, that missions or outreach, evangelism, whatever you want to call it, was something that I do. I go do that, then I come home. Just encircle myself with my children and my husband and my home, and drive into my driveway and shut the garage door, have my life, go to church with my church friends, and do the right thing. There's something bigger out there. The park was just a great gold mine of opportunity, and you could meet new people outside of my comfort zone. So really praying and looking for opportunities. In these initial conversations, it's just shocked me how many women will say, "I'm so lonely, I don't have any friends." And how easy that is for me to say, "Hey, come hang out with me and my friends." I think that my mindset has changed from let's go evangelize, I want them to say the sinner's prayer, I wanted to tell them how they can go to heaven and let that be it, to now it's just being patient and just following obedience to God. It's energizing. The Christian walk gets kind of boring if we're living it just for ourselves.
A big part of my joy is wrapped up in living missionally, and I think people not living that way are missing out on that. Really, no matter where you come from or what your background is, you can take that step, and the gospel goes from concept to reality. Then it just flows, and you can take the things that God's given you and pour them back out.